The problem with this dispute is that we can't sign another contract that contains these provisions without some relief from them.
What is your name, sir?
Richard Frankel.
But Richard, this has been going on for years, right? Why now this dispute?
Because it's a dying industry from it.
Sorry.
Remember-
Because the industry is in trouble from it. We don't want to be like the auto workers who come up with clever contracts when it's too late.
Remember,
We want to solve these things now so that there's a future for the theater in New York.
with only 1 in 5 shows returning on investment, with it taking 2 years to get that return for a hit show, the time is now. And the sheet that was passed out has several of those examples that Richard was just talking about.
We have offered them, I say the number? We've offered them a 3.5% increase
Get rid of these.
per year for 5 years compounded in exchange for reducing some of these most egregious practices. And they have refused to agree to any of them. So it's not that we're not willing to pay them or we're not willing to give them substantial raises. We are. We just need some relief from these practices, which have no place in America these days, and frankly have no place in the rest of the theatrical unions. The actors have no equivalent. We have our disputes with Equity now.
Well, I understand.
We
what you're
may
saying.
hire
Some people
fewer
are needed
people.
on some shows. Would people lose their jobs if they agreed to that?
Yeah.
Much of the festival
Yeah.
people are already done.
Yeah, I mean, the Flyman's still the Flyman. We did a show that closed after a year, during which time we paid a Flyman there was no fly pieces in the show. So we paid a guy $150,000 that year to sit there. If he weren't employed as a Flyman, presumably he could get employed as a carpenter and do some work. It's not that we don't want to hire people. We want to hire the people that we need and make sure that they're doing work. That's all.
He would be brought down from the fly floor and given a job on the deck. That was our proposal, that if there was no work for him to do, we would take him down and put him on the deck and give him a job on the deck.
Are there currently negotiations going on? Where does it stand right now? Are they broken off? Are they going on?
I don't believe they're willing to talk.
No, they refused to meet us.
No.
What time did it stop?
It stopped on
When they
Thursday
stopped?
night, and we had scheduled Friday for negotiations. We said we were willing and able and anxious to negotiate on Friday, and they did not. They responded by not showing up and not giving us
Said they would
the
not come
opportunity to do it.
There are actors going to be out of work from this. There are all the other trades. There are musicians out of work from this. The guy who parks my car is going to lose income over this, and and the reason why all of these people are going to be out of work is to preserve these practices for these guys, and it just isn't fair to anybody.
And how much money is being lost? I mean, let's pick a show and say, can you pick a show and say, okay, we're losing this much every day that it's black?
The ones that are very profitable are losing a lot, and the ones that aren't so profitable are losing less.
What, can you give me a ballpark?
What's your show
No,
losing?
I can't.
Yeah, what about?
Can you break that out as far as ticket sales?
It's, we don't have that number immediately available. I'm happy to work with you separate.
For anyone that has
Yeah,
a show up there,
absolutely.
what do you normally sell for tickets in a day that you're not getting now? Just, I'm sure you know your shows,
Like on a
right?
typical Saturday.
Well,
you
if you
know,
just look at variety, all of the show's grosses are listed, so you know from the bottom to the top what the gross for the week is being lost.
But our ticket sales are a fraction of the economic impact.
Absolutely.
We would like to
that's
say
the
something,
story.
I'm sorry, excuse me. It's fine. We would like to, sure, I'm sorry. We as a group would also like to say, we respect the men and women that work for us as stagehands. They do an incredible job for us. We don't belittle anything they do. My disappointment, I'm speaking for myself, is the lack of leadership of this union. It's the first time in the history of our business that we couldn't come to a deal. I personally My name is Herschel Waxman. I am the Senior Vice President of Labor Relations for Nederlander. I'm stuck now because I never believed it would get this far. I honestly believe leadership would be able to deal with this and we'd make a deal. Look at yourselves out there. I don't have a clue what you make, but when you know a stagehand, and we don't begrudge him, averages at least $150,000 a year ahead of department, and they're gonna strike over things that we're talking about, moving a piano, 5-minute move, mopping that you can do while you're still working, that you're getting paid for. We've got to pay an additional $25,000 a year without, that's not including the benefits, which is an incredible benefit package. What are your benefits? They're getting 49 to 50% in benefits. Any one of you have those benefits?
$150,000.
I had a department with benefits, at least with that. At least that with benefits.
Well, what's
Some
starting
make more.
salary, 70,000?
No, I listen, they get paid, I don't know, $100 an
Depends
hour
on
with
the job.
benefits
Depends on
approximately?
the job.
That's a
Depends on the
starting-
job, but the average starting salaries are from 115 to 160, depending on the job.
Can you
With
understand
benefits.
their fear that there's a significant amount of them that would receive significantly less pay based on your proposal?
Am I allowed to speak in that? The difference, I don't know, I'm sorry. You have one voice, so please you answer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry, would you repeat the question?
Can you understand their fear that there's a significant amount of them that might receive significantly less pay based on your proposal?
We
Yes,
don't,
that's right.
we don't believe that there will be a significant number of them that will receiving significant less pay. But we do believe that if, in fact, we are able to exercise the options in the contract that we're looking for, that there will be reduced pay for some of the people. On the other hand, as we talked about with the flyman that had nothing to do, we will work to find him roles in other things to do.
There will be a significant loss of income. There will be a significant loss for income for someone who's getting paid now who does
Right.
nothing.